This week, my administration has launched our new global labor strategy to ensure that workers' rights are the centerpiece for economic strategy internationally as well as domestically. That's a primary concern to me. Last week in Illinois, I congratulated the UAW on their record contract with the big three U.S. auto companies. The contracts can lead to thousands of new jobs, billions of dollars in planned investment to keep American auto industry strong and competitive. And I urge any company investing in America to enter into partnerships with the most highly skilled, dedicated, and engaged workers anywhere in the world, American labor. And folks, I asked the Treasury Department to do a study. When labor does well, what does that do to people, all other non-labor folks around the country? Everyone benefits. And by the way, the reason many of you use labor is because they're the best workers in the world. Union. It's not like you show up one day and say, I want to be an electrician. You show up one day and say, you got 5 years to practice. And then you get a card. I'm also intent on responsibly managing the competition between the United States and the People's Republic of China. That's what we talked a little bit about yesterday, President Xi and I. That's what the world expects of us. And I promise you that's what we're doing. I met with Xi yesterday, leader to leader, to make sure there's no miscommunication between us. As always, I've met with him more than any other world leader because when I was vice president, it was concluded that I should get to know him. It wasn't inappropriate for the President of the United States to be meeting with the Vice President. We've had, prior to this, 68 hours of private meetings, just he and I, each with a simultaneous interpreter. Our discussions have always been candid and constructive. I again emphasize to President Xi that the United States does not seek conflict. And yesterday, we announced resumption of military-to-military communication channels to reduce the risk of accidental miscalculation. And it exists. This is not, as my generation would say back in the day, this is not all kumbaya, but it's straightforward. It's straightforward. We have real differences with Beijing when it comes to maintaining a fair and level economic playing field and protecting your intellectual property. We're going to continue to address them with smart policies and strong diplomacy. We've also taken targeted action to protect our vital national security interest. Let me be clear. We are de-risking and diversifying our economic relationship with the PRC, not decoupling. Not decoupling. We'll be firm, standing up for our values and our interests. And I was very straightforward, as he was with me yesterday. At the same time, on critical global issues such as climate, AI, counter-narcotics, where it makes sense to work together, we've committed to work together. We're going to continue our commitment to diplomacy, to avoid surprises, and prevent misunderstandings. A stable relationship between the world's two largest economies is not merely good for the two economies, but for the world. A stable relationship. It's good for everyone. Let me close with this. The leader's statement from that first Blake Island summit 30 years ago captured a shared commitment to, quote, deepening the spirit of community, end of quote, among our economies. For all that has changed over the past 3 decades, we have to continue to summon the spirit of community to meet the challenges of today and to seize the enormous possibilities that exist.